Hello everybody, this is Money Mom. Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about Amy Decision in the Tightwad Gazette. Haven't brought this up in a while, but I thought it would be relevant right now to everything going on in our world. And I was thinking about Amy Decision and how she would handle the recession, the cost of food going up, the cost of gas. What would Amy Decision do? For those of you who do not know who she is, she wrote the Tightwad Gazette series. She wrote number 1, number 2, and number 3 from like 1992 to 96. She also had a fabulous newsletter, which I wish I would have saved them. Absolutely love the newsletter, love her books, and I do think it is relevant to what's going on. I think that all of her tips are for any time in history. So that being said, this is my question that I'm basically thinking about. What would Amy Decision do in 2022? If she had the 6 children right now and gas was going up and food was going up. I remember that her and her family, now this is back like in 1992, for a family of 6, I know that their food budget was around $180 a month. I know her husband Jim would go do most of their grocery shopping once a month. I know they gardened a lot. I know that she had food prepared at all times, and she got very creative with her menu. She was big into creativity. Now, what would she do about rising food prices? That was my first question. What would Amy do? I already know. I think that she would probably try to shop maybe even less often, maybe go once every 6 weeks, something like that, which would also save her on gas money. I think she would do less meat because they did eat meat in their diet. She might do more things with lentils and beans and create something that might taste like meat but isn't meat that would cost a lot less. All I know is this. Amy was extremely creative. She did basically everything about frugal living was about experiments. And she wouldn't just tell you what to do. She would tell you why she's doing it. And she would break everything down into very specifics and would basically tell you how she got to basically it was like a science experiment almost. So she was very creative. I think she would have fun with it. Many people, and hey, I know I do, would maybe kind of grumble about rising costs and, you know, rising cost of food and fuel and things like that. But Amy, everything I know about her from reading these books, she would take it as a fun challenge. And see, she would say, okay, we got this, we're gonna get creative. And so she would probably drive less. Maybe she would figure out ways to carpool with other people and sharing the cost of that. So I know that that would be one thing that she would definitely do. She would also maybe bike, find alternatives to maybe using a vehicle. That would be one thing. I already mentioned about food costs. I know one thing, she would get much more creative with her eating, and she would find ways to save money on food. Another thing that I know is she would continue using the library, but one other thing I 100% believe that Amy Decision would do is she would start looking for groups in her area where they can share resources. And I recently saw something on YouTube about this, and you guys have heard about these, what I call free groups. And people get together and they give what they have for free. So say if somebody grew peppers in their garden and they've got so much abundance of peppers, they can't possibly use them all. So they would share what they have. You know, sometimes somebody may have something that their baby grew out of. It's perfectly clean. They don't think they're going to have any more children. So they would share that with somebody that had baby things. So I think she would do something like that. So I just know this. Amy would get extremely creative with everything she would do from medical, with her bills, with how she would save on water, how she would save on electricity, you know, how would they get items like, you know, food and gifts. Maybe she'd make more things. She would be constantly looking for ways to save. Now, let me tell you the one thing that I don't think she would do. One thing that was always really important to her was having quality of life. Now, she was appreciative about working, but she wasn't someone that wanted to, you know, just work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday until they were 75 years old. She wanted a high quality of life, And so I don't think that she would have worked more. She would have found creative ways to save money in each and every area, and she would have treated it like a creative, scientific game. That's what I think Amy would do. If any of you know about the Tightwad Gazette, tell me your opinion. If you know Amy, what are some things that you think she would do with inflation going on? Some fun things. I know one thing. She wouldn't complain. She would have a positive attitude about it, and she would find solutions. That's all I have to say for now. I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on tomorrow morning's video. Bye-bye.